I seem to have lost the footage of me doing a walk around on this anvil before I started grinding on it. So I thought I'd just attach the pictures that I have of the damage, and then you can see as I start grinding away. I've got this little hole over here, so instead of just grinding away at the face, I'm going to try and see if I can just drill that out a bit and just see what's going on there. Other than that, it's pretty well prepped for welding. I had quite a lot of cracking running underneath here. That was obviously quite a vigorous break, you know, so I just chased out the cracks. We had score marks there from some cutting discs, and then there was a cut over there. I still have to just prep over there, but other than that, the edges are all done, cutting table's done. We'll just focus on that now. So it goes down just about 10 mils, and it turns out it was just from forging. It just had some, I don't know if it was slag or borax or whatever they used as a flux. Turns out it was just a little channel of flux. So I've drilled it out. I imagine what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay it over and put the stick weld in there with an arc rod and just burn it up and just fill that whole thing up. It doesn't go any further back. Can't really see on the camera, but that is not too difficult, so I'll do that. I'm definitely not going to cut away at that. There's absolutely no point in that. So and now it's just to prep the hardy hole, and then that's the prep work done. For the hardy hole, I'm going to use a worn out grinding disc just so I can get nice and tight in there without taking too much material off. It's been a couple of weeks since I prepped all the edges for welding, so we have had a bit of flash rust develop, which I'm just taking off quickly with a wire wheel on a drilling machine, and then after that we'll preheat and then basically standard procedure, weld up with mild steel first, and then I'll change the roll over to stainless, do just underneath the face of the stainless, and then hard facing. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tackle that hole over there. That is where I drilled underneath the faceplate where there was that pocket of flux. So for that I'm going to use that piece of square tube, lie this whole anvil down sideways over there, and then I'm just going to burn it in there with a normal mild steel arc welding rod, just so I can get in there nicely, and then I'll build it up flush, and then I'll stand it up again. I'll preheat if need be. It's around about 200 degrees in there. Obviously the temperature is varying because it's a big anvil, yeah, that is it. Obviously mild steel build up on the face, which I'll do now with the MIG welding machine. I'm going to do mild steel underneath here until probably about 3 or 4 mils below that face surface. So I'll do all that with mild steel. Then I'll go in there with stainless, and then top it off with hard facing. That's the idea there. That over there is just going to get a pass of hard facing on it. The edges where they're not bad are just going to get a pass of hard facing. That over there will be mild steel. Actually no, I'm going to do that with stainless steel and then hard facing on top. This over here I'm going to build up also with stainless and then hard facing. Yeah, I think that's it. This over here also I'm going to do stainless and then hard facing just around the edge. The horn I'm not going to do anything to. It's not perfect, but I don't want this to be a perfectly restored anvil. I want this to be a functional anvil, so it is what it is. So here we go. So I brought it around here to where I'll be doing all the welding. I've run my earth directly from the machine through to the stand that I made. I think first off I'm gonna just start welding on the heel, and then I'll build up the cutting table, and then I'll move over to there, and then I'll change the roll over to the stainless. We're at good preheat now. We're around about 180, between 150 and 180. So I'm gonna start welding on it now. Build up is done. Now I'm going to do stainless over here, over there, and stainless over here. Actually, I'm going to do a bit of mild there. I'll do a little bit of mild there at the bottom, and then just stainless on top. And then the cutting table is done. That just stays mild. Okay, so stainless is all done. Over here I've just ground everything down now so that I can start laying down my hard facing. Yeah, there it is. So you can see how much, sorry the lighting is real bad. There you go, that's how much hard facing I'm going to be putting on. Probably about just maybe 2, I'm going to put on 2 passes or 3 passes and then grind down. But yeah, everything's looking really good. Cutting table, obviously nothing gets done there. That just gets ground down. So hard facing around all the edges, and then build up over here, and then build up over here a little bit. And then we're done. So that's it, all done. Mild steel, hard face everywhere around there, hard faced more than I need to, and then once you grind back it'll be nice and clean, same as over there. So yeah, wherever you build up, you can see there, that's not very pretty, but you build up outwards so that once you grind it's you have a nice sharp edge. So yeah, there it is. That was a lot of work. I think just because of the size of the anvil, it's still quite a lot of rod you're putting in compared to the smaller ones. But yeah, from now we'll pick it up with a pallet jack, put it in the sand, cover it up, put it out tomorrow, and it'll be done. So I've marked out over here. We have to grind a little bit out. We have got sway. Look, it is original, because you can see how much I've built up. That's literally just the corner all the way through. So it's not like I've built unevenly, but there is sway here, a little bit more on this side than this side. This way, let me just move here. Where we've done this whole extra bit on the heel, we're perfectly level there, and flat, and then right the way through. And then as we get closer here, we've got a little bit more of a curve on that face. So I'm gonna grind this all down. Sorry, camera. I'm gonna grind this all down over here. Try and drop it down a little bit, and then see how we're going from there. The stand is sitting pretty much level on the other side as well, and if you do this, you can see that is level. So we're definitely high on this side, you see. So we're high over here. So that's why we're going to bring this down and then go from Okay, so there we have it. Cutting table is done. Face is done, as much as I'm going to do to it. I probably will, like I said previously, just spot those little holes in. Although that's hammer marks from the original faceplate, I'm not going to do anything there. I've still got quite a bit of sway here, very little over here. But I'm not going to do any more. The only way for me to fix this is now to build in over here with hard face, and I don't want to do that because I've only got hard facing on the edge here. Everything else is the original faceplate, and for the work that we're doing to this anvil, it's not necessary. So it is going to stay the way it is. There's very, very little there, probably half a mil, maybe 1 mil But then as you get closer, you can see the gap start to increase until there, which is about 3 mils. So it's better than what it was. I took it down here and I took it down there, but I also couldn't take down too much, otherwise I start going off level over here. So you can see it's very, very slightly low this side, just from me taking it down, but I didn't want to go too much. And then over there, and then obviously here it will be off because this side is low, and then over there is fine again. Cutting table is good right the way through. The cutting table is not level this way though. I've sort of just gone with the lines of the horn, so you can see there it's good, and then the horn also tapers off, so it's fine. There's no rules to this, it's just, you know, artistic license, I guess. But yeah, now I can flip this thing on its side, clean up all these edges over here, get a nice straight score across here, and then again edges, and then the back where I did all this building, I can now clean all that up, clean up the hardy hole, clean up the Pritchell hole, and yeah, I think I'll probably do all of that grinding, and then right at the end I'll just come and fill all these little bits, and then we'll be done. Okay, so all the grinding work is done. That was where that big patch was over here, where that big hole was. I am going to put a little bead of hard facing on the edge there, just because I'm not preheating any of this, but I'm in a weld cold, and yeah, it should be fine. We'll see if it cracks. Like I say, this is ours, so if it does crack, then I'll know not to do it again, but I don't suspect it will. And then you can see in the light, just from there, I'm going to just spot those up, dip, just fill all that in. You can see the edges are razor sharp still in certain places. I haven't sanded them, I haven't sanded the radius on them yet. I just want to get that done before I do that. And the heel turned out really nice. This is where that huge chunk was missing over here. Obviously there's just a little bit of a hollow in there, don't worry about that. I might just build up that little corner over there, do a little pass there. So I'm just going to touch up where I feel like I need to. I haven't ground anything here. I'm just going to radius that edge there. Yeah, that's really crisp still. So yeah, and then obviously just fill in all the little bits and bobs. There's a bit there that I'll fill in, that I'll just do with a MIG, because that's where that cut was in the face, so obviously it just didn't get down there, so I'll just fill that up with MIG. You can do this, you don't have to preheat the whole thing just to do small little bits like that. If you're going to be doing pass after pass, then you have to have preheat, but other than that, it's all fine. So yeah, I'll do that now quickly, and then grind, and then start sanding and getting everything finished up. So the edge is all done. All the little bits of filling that I did are done. There's a little bit here and there, but I'm not going to worry about that. looking really good. I've just rounded all the edges up so that there's no sharp edges. Cutting table's done. So what I've done now, I've done this, I've never done this before, but I've put a flapper wheel in here, and I've put two of these on. So I've put one with the, it has a little shoulder that seats into the disc, and then I just took another one of these. So normally it has this thing here where it keys into the bottom. I've taken that out and I've put one of those upside down so that it seats, and then I've machined one of those down so that it's flatter than, so that I can polish the top with a flapper wheel. I've never done it before. I'm going to give it a bash. I just thought that it would be nice to get a uniform finish on that with this. So I'm going to give it a bash, and yeah, if it look, a lot of guys, and I had to take off the guard, which I've never done before either. I like to keep those on for safety, but yeah, we'll have a look. I'm feeling rather daring today, so let's see if that works. That worked really, really well. Very, very nice. Nice and squeaky clean. Cutting table as well, did that. So yeah, very, very happy with all of that. I now just need to sand down these edges over here. I'm not going to do that on camera. That's literally just working that stuff down with a flapper wheel as well, and just till it's smooth, and there's no deep scores from grinding. But yeah, there it is. So it's going to go into the dip tomorrow, and then I'll probably dip it, electrolysis dip it for a few days, and then pull it out. Oh, I have to still just clean up that, but I'm not going to do that on camera either. That's just a die grinder. All right, so there it is, all polished and ready to go in this in the electrolysis dip. That's what the hardy hole and the Pritchell hole look like. So all I do is I just put the die grinder in and grind down until I'm flush with inside, and then I just radius those edges. So you can see how that looks. Very, very nice. So I just need to quickly clean out the electrolysis tank, all the sediment that settles down to the bottom. So I'm just going to quickly do that, and then I'll refill the tank, and then, well, I'll clean it out, put the anvil in, take the tank inside, and then refill it. So I've just switched this off. This is now 2.5 days that it's been in here. But I mean, I don't run it overnight when I'm not here. So I switch it on in the morning at about anywhere between 7:30 and 8, and then I switch it off at 4. So you're not looking at more than 24 running hours over here. Yeah, I can sort of tell that it's not, that the rust is sort of, I don't know what the process is or how to explain this, but when you switch it on right in the beginning, it's dark brown. That's the foam that's coming up, and you can see now over here it's very light. So there's not like it's changed color. which I think it tells me that the rust is sort of done whatever it needs to do, whatever chemical reaction it needs to do, and now there's nothing really left to, I don't know if it does it, I have no idea what it does chemically, but obviously there's not rust, fresh actual rust coming out the top. I don't know how to describe this to you guys, but just from previously, when it sort of starts to do that, I know that it's done. And then when I hit it with a wire brush with a big angle grinder, then it comes off really easy, and there's no rust left on it, unless there's really deep pitting somewhere. Then but I mean, this anvil was pretty clean, so yeah. Anyways, I'm rambling on. That's the reason why I've switched it off. I'm busy casting now, so I'm not going to pull this out today. I will do this tomorrow. So I thought I'd just do a little bit of a before and after over here in real time, so you guys can see how this works. is just a local rust converter that I use. It's called Rust Mate. It's made by Powerfix, South African product. And it just chows off the flash rust from when it comes out of the electrolysis dip. Obviously you wash it off, you put water on it, and it does get flash rust, so this just takes the flash rust off. Alright, so this anvil is all done. I am going to be mounting this onto a massive railway sleeper, which will be mounted onto a brick plinth next door in our workshop, because this is going to be a daily user. But that'll be in part 2 of this restoration video. This is the anvil done. I'm now going to obviously film building up the plinth next door in order to mount the anvil. But yeah, thanks for watching. The lettering wasn't as good as I would hope, but yeah, the stamping is not very deep, so the paint, when you wipe it off, it sort of picks up and it doesn't do quite what I wanted it to. But anyway, it's good enough. I'll be doing a rebound test on this once it's mounted and it's in its final position, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, it's a big anvil, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out.